Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the battle for Wesnoth. We're wrapping up the Scepter of Fire scenario tonight. Not sure how long this is going to be, because I'm not sure how much longer the scenario is actually going to last. Shouldn't be too long, to be honest. This may end up being a brief video. That's alright, it's late at night, so let's get this show on the road. Now, I have to be careful with this Dragon Guard, because Alamdarol is kind of caught between this Ogre and Torb, because he can't actually be reached by Torb, which is unfortunate. How far could Torb come? Yeah, that's the limit of how far he can come. Okay, so that's fine. I'd like to kill Mar, but I also would like to kill him with Alatil. So I don't really want to just shoot him to death. Shooting him to death wouldn't be the worst, but also I don't want to take those cleaver hits right now. So why don't you go stand over there and heal? Lisar can come out. Lisar could also use a level, because Lisar has another level she can get to, as I pointed out. Or mentioned, rather. Kalens, just stand over there on the side and be useless, please. I know that's what you're doing anyway. I don't really have to tell you, but, you know, it's good to reinforce these things, I suppose. And you, sir, wander over this way, okay? That's a nice big cave. That might be something. I want to kind of bait Mar out to attack me, if possible. He might just be sitting on his village. Let's see. Oh, he's going to go take my villages. Alright, well, you go there. You can go there. Now he has to fight Alatil if he wants to go anywhere. And Alamdarol, that guy only actually will do like 20 damage per hit to Alamdarol because he's a... Yeah, because he's a Thunder Guard type and a Dragon Guard. Okay, so yeah, you can just stand over there real quick. Hey, look at me, I'm an easy target. My white mage needs to go stand on that village to heal. And now we're finally getting out of this damn cave. Little place thing. Kalens, you get to go last because you're slow. And not useful underground. Mr. Dwarfman, on the other hand, is quite fast and useful underground. I don't think the villages can be swallowed by lava. Because, like, that one hasn't been. But I think they can probably be isolated. So this guy might actually end up being isolated by lava, which would be quite hilarious. Okay, he's coming out to fight the Steelclad. It's a poor decision, I would say. Especially when the Steelclad is on a village and he's not. Let's go in with the axe. There we go, and we've got our second Dwarvish Lord. Fantastic. Let's go shoot this troll. Since we are quite near the Scepter, we should be able to see it just about now. Well, take that village for the extra moolah. And we'll push up. There's the Scepter. It's behind the troll. Okay. Give it to him. Or not. I mean, you don't have to if you don't want to, I guess. I mean, I'm disappointed in you. But, like, okay, I respect your decision. Not really. I don't really respect his decision. So, now. Oh, Jesus Christ, he recruited another troll warrior. Ugh. Oh, really? Really? Alright. Put some shots downrange. I need you to be accurate. I really do. I need you not to be missing two 60% shots in a row, people. It's important to me that you hit those shots. Now, what I was saying about the Scepter of Fire. Strategically, you give the Scepter to Lisar, because Lisar otherwise doesn't have a ranged attack, and so Conrad does. It's not a fantastic ranged attack, it's not the best ranged attack in the game, but it is a perfectly solid, usable ranged attack. So it increases your overall damage and your flexibility more to give the Scepter of Fire to Lisar. That seems like a weird decision to make, because Lisar is, of course, the enemy, and it's Conrad who you actually want to be king, and so he should have the Scepter. But Lisar is the one who benefits the most from it, so Lisar is the one you give it to. That's just kind of how it works out. What you don't want, of course, is for that troll warrior to beat the hell out of Lisar, so... Ouch. We're getting that first strike from Lisar. Incidentally, Lisar has the initiative ability, which gives first strike to people. Now, Alamdarol needs to move back for a second, because we're going to put Alatil there. And Alatil needs to go in with a hammer. Ooh, 2 hits? Aw, 24. I need him down to 22. Let's get some bow damage on that guy. Move down there. Take the shot. There we go. Now Lisar can kill him. Ouch. There we go. Now Lisar took a pretty decent jump in experience. Unfortunately, she's down to 28, so if she takes 2 hits from that guy, she will, die. And Alamdarol is in the same boat. Oof. I've actually kind of put myself in a bad situation now. I just have to gamble that Lisar is not going to get aced by this troll. I mean, she has 60% defense, so he'd have to hit 40% twice in a row. That sounds comforting until you realize that 40% twice in a row is still 16? It still crops up 1 time out of 6. So, I guess I'm asking whether this is whether I feel lucky, punk. I do feel lucky in that he didn't choose to attack Lisar, and he actually leveled up my Elvish Rider to an Outrider. Fantastic. Now we can get some gunfire on him. There we go. That's the Dragonfire. He's at 21. I want to get him lower than that for sure. There we go. Now let's give Lisar that kill as well, and then we'll pick up the Scepter. Excellent. So Lisar is most of the way to her level. She needs about 30 more experience, and then she'll level up to the Battle Princess, who has a really very dramatic stance. And that will be the scenario. That will be a short one. It's only been about 7 minutes. I think the scenario after this is kind of long, though. So I might put off on recording that. You don't want anybody else to touch the Scepter, because I think if they touch the Scepter, they pick it up. Okay, yep. Great, grand. Get the Scepter. Alright, a symbol of the Kingdom of Wesnoth, the Scepter has the power to shoot fireballs at enemies of the bearer. Alright, Lisar has the Scepter. Indeed, you managed to reach it, Lisar. I hope you shall use it wisely. My first use for it is to help us to get out of this hole. I like the art, by the way. It's such a fancy Scepter, too. Alright, the Scepter makes its wielder powerful but hardly immortal. Now come, I believe there is an exit to the north. Alright, so there we go. We got a whole bunch of extra gold, so 513 on top of the minimum starting gold for the next scenario. Let's pop into the next scenario and see what it looks like. And we can also check our stats, which I just neglected to do. So, the Scepter began to glow from the ruby's inner fire. Very nice. So, several trolls as smoking husks. Fantastic. So, we're through the trolls. We're up, out of the tunnels for 4 days. Wow, we must be carrying a lot of food. Finally, fresh air greeted the party. And here we are at a choice must be made. This might actually be a short scenario. So, Lisar, we have escaped. So now you want to use the Scepter against me? No, I don't really want to kill you. I have what I came to get. So she's saying, well, if you promise to stay up here, I'll spare your life. And Kalens is like, yeah, you're actually outnumbered in the middle of our camp, so, Lisar is not very smart. To the north, orcs. To the south, dark hordes. We must remain at peace with one another, or else all shall perish. So, how should we defend ourselves? So, the home of the elves lies to the east. But, its name means the River of Bones, so there's all kinds of undead and evil baddies there. So, excuse me. We can either go north, or we can go south through the swamps. Going north has us fight orcs, and going south has us fight undead. So we're promising her safe passage through the Elven lands. So we go to the snow plains of the elves, or to the south through the swamps. And the way we do this is we defeat either of the enemy leaders. So no, this is actually a fairly beefy scenario. Now, in the next scenarios that follow on from this, you can get a couple of different... There's several different options, and I believe there's actually a third way out of this scenario. I forget what it is, but there's 3 possible scenarios that follow on from this one. You can either kill this guy, the Death Knight, in which case you go south through the Swamps of Dread. You can kill this guy, in which you go north through the Snow Plains. Or you can... I forget how it is. There's some place you can go to that unlocks the third scenario, which is the cliffs of something or other. It's a water scenario, and the point is you pick up a different item or a different ability in each one. In the Swamps of Dread, I think there's the Swamps of Dread, if I recall, is the Void Armor. The Snow Plains is the Sword of Fire, which is a powerful... It's like the equivalent of the Scepter of Fire, but for a blade attack. And then the Cliffs, there's like a commander you can... a guy who can level up to a leader that you can rescue, who's loyal. I don't think I ever actually played the river scenario, and I even forget how to get to it. Actually, hang on just a second. I'm gonna find out. We're gonna find out. Okay, I remembered it. I looked up a walkthrough, which of course jogged my memory. If you take a merman over to one of these hexes, I forget which one it is, but it might be either of them. One of these hexes, it will trigger the Cliffs of Thoria scenario, which is a water scenario where you can find a loyal sergeant. The other options, like I said, you can go up here to get the Sword of Fire, the Flaming Sword, or you can go down here in order to get the armor, the Void Armor. That's it, which gives you high resistances. If I recall, when I played this campaign a while back, I got the Void Armor, which gives you like 40 or 50% resistance to all physical damages. And I gave it to Lisar, because Lisar used to be like a thief-type character. She used to have like really high defenses and low resistances, but she actually has resistances in this version. I think has for a few versions. And she gets pretty respectable HP when she's leveled up too. So I would probably not give it to her. I would probably give it to like an elf unit of some kind. In any case, I'm not going to start this scenario now. I know this is going to be a short, like a really short video. I might double this up with something, I guess, but yeah, I'm not gonna... I don't want to play this scenario now. I'm tired. I have to work in the morning. Have pity. So, we're going to end things here. Next time, we will kick off this scenario, and probably we're going to go south. I think we're probably going to go kill this Death Knight and take out the undead. It's relatively easy to stop the orcs in this scenario because this is all deep water that they can't cross. So the only place they can cross is at this bridge, which means that literally all you have to do to stop them is park units right here. But if you want, the other way to do it is there's tons of mountains up here, so you can recruit a castle or two of dwarves, send them up into the mountain, and dwarves on the mountains comprehensively beat orc units. So they can go up here and you can basically you can kind of secure this whole zone, take these villages, and then fight the orcs sort of in this area, because your dwarves can get there in the time that it takes the orcish units to move around like this. They can't send wolf riders through the mountains, but even so, your dwarves can meet them in this area and just kind of thrash them. So, the orcs are easy to hold off. The undead are a little bit more complicated because they recruit, like, the chocobones, the really fast, hard-hitting charge units, and they also recruit some other relatively high-level undead units, if I recall correctly. And you have to fight them in the open here, so what I've found previously is the best strategy is to kind of push down, establish a line here, take the chocobone charge while you're in the forest with high defense, like on elves, like level 1 elves or something, and then push out. It's dawn right now, unfortunately, so you kind of get stuck here overnight, or you push out to here and fight them on the plains or something. Horsemen are actually really, really useful here against the non-skeleton units. Most of their units, of course, will be skeletons, but if they recruit, like, ghouls, dark adepts, that kind of stuff, horsemen can charge them. I don't remember if they recruit those in this scenario. It might all be skeletons and leveled skeletons. In which case, horsemen just kind of suck. But at the very least, I can tell you, I can guarantee that we are going to recall Haldial. Because, of course, Haldial has the sword attack that wrecks undead. And then we'll probably also recall Dragon Guards and Thunder Guard won't necessarily be very good, neither will Assassins. We'll definitely recall Raniel. And we might bring out an Elvish Lord or two as well. Yet the Grand Knight won't be super useful. We've got a pretty respectable stable of level 3s at this point. Like, how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 level 3 units. That's respectable. That's solid. I'd like to get another Elvish Champion or two. I'd definitely like to level up my White Mage and maybe get a second White Mage. If we could level up both of our Elvish heroes, that would be amazing. And a Merman, leveling up some Merfolk. They're not really going to be useful later in the campaign. So I think I'll probably skip. Well, in the Swamps of Dread, actually, they will be. Because swamp terrain is good for merfolk. So I might level a couple of merfolk. And yeah, in any case, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.